Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snackbar with MLB 13 The Show. And here we go with some Kevin Millar road to the show. This is going to be the first game of the 2015 season. So I don't expect to go through another season before MLB 14 The Show comes out, which we'll actually be talking about here in a little bit. But I thought it was cool. AL Rookie of the Year. Now this is the first year that I've had the show, so I've never actually had a chance to be able to go through this. So this actually kind of surprised me because in no other baseball game that I've ever played have they really kind of dedicated just a little bit like an award ceremony or anything like that. But that was actually pretty cool. So, a couple things, like I mentioned, that I did want to go over in this video. One, well, actually that makes it three. So one thing is, do not forget March 8th. There's going to be a charity live stream on Twitch TV/Real Dunbar Snackbar to go ahead and benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I'm probably saying that wrong. But anyway, it's all to go ahead and benefit organizations that help people prevent committing suicide or to understand more about it. So more details about that later on. But I did want to make sure that you guys knew about it now. So that way you guys can set the day aside. Again, March 8th, it is a Saturday. All right, so another thing I wanted to go over here is my son turned 1 year old this week. Actually, on Monday, it was his first birthday, and it was pretty cool. Tomorrow, or actually today, by the time that this gets posted, today we're going to be having his birthday party. It's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be a baseball theme, which I'm super excited about that, and I think my wife kind of is doing that for me too, because when we were kind of choosing what his room would be and stuff, I mean, I was like, baseball, that would be really, really sweet if we did like a baseball theme and stuff, but I ended up losing that one, so I think this is where she's kind of making up for it, letting us have a baseball theme. So I'll be wearing my A's gear, and my wife was thinking about wearing an A's jersey as well, but I think she's going to wear a dress instead. But, man, it's crazy to think that it's been 1 year since Hiram was born. A lot of things have changed, and I was kind of talking to somebody about this today. Not as much changed as I thought it would. And by that, I mean, like, once he was born, I thought it would totally change my personality. I'd be a lot more serious about stuff, not joke around about anything. But, no, I'm still me, which is really, really cool. But this little guy who's in my life, honestly, the coolest little kid that, I could ever have imagined him to be. Like, he's absolutely adorable. And little things that he does just makes me super happy. Like, when he just walks over to me, because he's walking now. He started walking at 10 months. Kid's absolutely smart. But, yeah, he knows, like, I have all the toys and stuff. So, we'll sit down and play quite a bit. And then I'll be doing a whole bunch of things that'll get him really excited. Like, he'll see me on my phone, and then he'll just, like, hang on me wanting to kind of mess around with my phone. He, like, can point too. And so he'll, like, scroll screens over and stuff, which at a year, that's awesome. And then, like, we got a record console. Like, it's from the 60s, which is really cool because I've always wanted, like, a record player. And I remember my dad had a record console when I was really, really young. I'm like, man, it'd be cool to have something like that. So we've got one, and he'll just sit there and watch the record go around, and he's just so mesmerized by it. But the kid's brilliant. One thing that we do as well, like there's a Sesame Street book that he just loves, and so he's a year old, and so we'll say like the first 2 lines of the book, and he'll stop whatever he's doing, and he'll go look for it, and when he finds it, he'll come over to us and, like, start to sit down in our lap. And, I mean, I love that this kid is so smart. Like, I'm so proud of him. And I'm really excited to be, like, his dad. Like, that's something that I'm very proud of. Like, I get to be this kid's dad because of how awesome he is. So, man, 1 year. Some of you guys were there when I kind of did the video where I was talking about, well, I'm going to be a dad. Some of you guys were there when I said that Hiram was born. I'm definitely a dad now, and here you guys are 1 year later. And I get to tell you about that. So, man, crazy times are ahead. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I don't know. I can, like, there's some stuff about him getting older that I absolutely love. Like, I can't wait to be able to talk with him and, like, hang out with him. Read more to him, listen to him read, play video games with him, and stuff like that within reason. I mean, I don't know. I don't want him to play so much video games that he kind of gets distracted from everything else. But, just it's a big part of, like, my life, and I'm sure it will be with him. But at the same time, while I am excited about those things, there's also some things about him growing up that's just like, man, this is like the best age that he could be right now. I mean, we've got the terrible twos coming out, and I don't think he's going to be too terrible because this kid is really, really chill, and he's so much like my wife and I, obviously. I mean, my wife and I were very, very laid-back people. Like, it takes a lot to really make us mad, but I don't know. He's the same way. Like, he's so chill. I love it. But yeah, so I'll let you guys know how the party ends up going tomorrow. We're going to have like hot dogs. My wife's mom is going to be looking for Cracker Jacks and stuff. And there's going to be a lot of like dessert style stuff, like ice cream and brownies and all that. It's going to be sweet. So I didn't have a birthday party like that now I think about it. And he's not even going to remember this one either. But, oh well. So, yeah. Anyway, so the second part that I wanted to talk about here today was also MLB 14, this show. Because there's been some things going on about that I was wondering if you guys had any information on as well. What was cool is there was some video that was taken of MLB 14, the show, on the PS3 from Taiwan. So there are some big changes. I mean, the menu is what people had been talking about changing more than anything else, but overall the game does look very, very similar to how it does now, and that's not a bad thing because it's no secret that San Diego Studios had really been pushing the limit on the PS3 for some time now, so it was really difficult to improve on a system that's already kind of maxed out. The game actually plays in 720p because it can't support everything in 1080, so but there hasn't been anything about the PS4 yet except that one trailer where they go ahead and show just a few players. They show a few stadiums. They talk about how there's going to be some more animations from the fans. That'll be cool, but I really do want to see the game. They're even talking about having two different release dates, one for the PS3 and another one for the PS4. That may be like 1 or 2 months afterwards. Traditionally, MLB The Show comes out the first Tuesday in March. We're actually getting really, really close, and there hasn't even been an official release date announced, and we're talking a month and a week away. So that does kind of scare me a little bit, and it does throw a wrench into a lot of things that I've been planning to do with this. Like, obviously, I'm going to be getting it on the PS4, but since I don't know a release date, I don't know if I need to be buying it on the PS3. And I don't even know if they're going to be doing what they did like with some other games. You go ahead and you buy it, and then you pay $10 more, and you can get the upgraded version of it on the PS4. So, and what makes some of this difficult, too, is, since PS4 is obviously what I'm going to be sticking with and what I'm going to be doing more than anything else, how does it go for franchise mode? What if this comes out after opening day, which a lot of people are speculating like a May or even a June release date? How's that going to work? And then for my road to the shows, I want to get those started right away. I think I am going to go ahead and announce them actually pretty soon, what I'm going to be doing for that. But again, this really does depend on what's going to happen with the release date. I don't want to go ahead and buy like a PS3 game of it and then to go ahead and buy the same game again a month later. And what am I going to do for that 1 month that I have a PS3 version? Really not that much. So, if you guys hear anything about it, Ollie's been absolutely awesome with being able to keep me in the know on what's going on. And if you're watching this, Ollie, I can't thank you enough for sending me those type of updates over Twitter. It's been a huge help for me to kind of stay in the know. I really don't go to Operation Sports that much. I probably should, and I've actually kind of taken on myself to kind of do that a little bit more so I can be in the know when it comes to sports gaming news, as well as some other places as well. But, yeah, if you guys hear anything, definitely send it my way. Like, if you guys hear official release dates, again, official, then that would be greatly appreciated, because I just want to make sure that I can kind of plan ahead for what I'm going to do. So, I don't know, maybe I'll even do, I don't know if it's a little bit early, but maybe I'll do my 2014 plans tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, because tomorrow, again, really, really busy day, since it's Hiram's birthday party. And we got some friends who are coming over, too. We're going to have dinner with them, and I've got a ton of studying that I have to do. Oh, my gosh, a ton of studying. I actually really, really like being back in, kind of like learning and stuff. Because it had been, it's no secret, I had to drop out of college and everything because of the job that I was working at before. But, being back into like a school setting, like having homework, reading textbooks, learning stuff, it actually is really, really refreshing. So I'm glad that I'm doing it, and I'm really, really glad for your guys' support as well. Like, not hounding on me, like, how come you guys aren't making videos and stuff? Because whenever you do commentary, or when you're doing YouTube in general, it's very, very easy to go ahead and, kind of get distracted from some other things. So I wanted to make sure that I had my priorities straight. So obviously, with my son's birthday, I didn't get to do anything as far as making videos. So Monday was kind of out. Tomorrow I'm really not going to be able to do much at all. So, but really I can't thank you guys enough for being understanding with this, and like knowing that it's not that I don't care. It's not that I'm like quitting or anything. It's just I've got to focus on where I want to be. Like, there's so many things about me personally that I'm happy with. Like, I do like the person that I am. My strengths, like, I don't know. I don't like talking about myself that much as an individual, let alone my own strengths, because I don't want to sound like I'm boasting or anything. But, I like who I am. In the grand scheme of things, I am in a pretty good situation, but I know that I could be doing better. I know, I got a lot of potential to be able to do some good things, and I really need to work to make up for the times in my life that I really didn't invest in stuff the way that I should have, and some of the mistakes that I made previously. So this is the time that I've got to go ahead and make it up. At my age, I've still got time to be able to turn things around. In fact, everybody can go ahead and turn things around for them, and I'm really making an effort to do that. YouTube is actually a big part of all of this, which is why I haven't given it up altogether, because there's so many good things about this, so many uplifting and positive things that come out of this that really keep me going and kind of rejuvenate me a little bit. So thanks you guys for being understanding. I don't know what's going to happen when I actually start school in July on how much time I'm going to have and everything, but I really am going to make an investment, especially when the show comes out. That's going to be a focus of mine. Gaming is just getting a baseball game out every day. I don't want to overload myself and start doing all these series and different features and stuff like that I know I'm not going to be able to get to. It may just be the road to the shows and the franchise mode. But that's okay. Maybe no Diamond Dynasty. I don't know. I'll do a 30 wins with 30 teams at some point, too, just because it'll be the first PlayStation 4. So I do want to get a chance to be able to play through every single team. That's honestly one of my favorite series, getting a chance to play as teams I usually don't get a chance to play as. So, and I think it's kind of good for you guys as well, because then it's always like, yes, Dunbar's playing as my team, and nobody can be like, you never play as this team or anything like that, because that's definitely not the case. You guys know I'm a fan of the game of baseball more than I am of one individual team. And there's really no team that I don't like. There's players I don't like. There's philosophies I don't like. But every team has redeeming qualities about it, which is what I focus on more than anything else. So, all right, but anyway, here we are in the 8th inning, 1-0 against Tampa Bay, which you guys probably should have noticed already. Had a pretty good game with Kevin Millar, with this being opening day and him getting the first pitch of the season. Definitely says a lot about how far that I've come since I did the very first video with Kevin Millar. So, World Series champions as well in 2014, so we're defending that here this year. And I think the way that this game starts off is really going to determine how I'm going to start things off. But again, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, this is not something that I'm going to be going ahead am playing the entire season of, because MLB 14, the show, supposedly will be coming out here in 5 weeks. That's awesome, 5 weeks. I remember 5 months. You guys may have noticed this too. I did get rid of the knuckleball. I'm kind of going more with the traditional style pitch set. Use everything I had in spring training, kind of work on the cutter to make that a big pitch of mine. And it's already worked out a couple times here as well. A few strikeouts have been attributed to the cutter. But a base hit right here going into left field, and I'm really surprised that in the 9th inning when it's 1-0 that they have me in. So, all right, smart call. I would have done that actually to start off the 9th, but it is what it is. The way that the game coaches, or the way that the computer coaches and manages the game, is not necessarily going to be the way that I'm going to do it here. But, man, Craig Kimbrell comes in, and the game is tied now. Sweet. Now it's 5-2. All right. So maybe I should have stayed in. The top of the 9th, Tampa Bay gets 5 runs. I get the no decision, luckily. But, wow. Kimbrell, that's not something I was expecting to see. I'm so surprised by that. Anyway, thanks for watching this, you guys. More of this to come later on. Again, keep me in the know if you guys hear anything about MLB 14 the show. That'll be a big help. And also, I know some of you guys are going to be saying happy birthday to Hiram, so thank you for that too. But you guys are awesome people. You really are. Thank you again for watching. And as always, I hope you have a good one.